Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game. When we last left off, we were in Karen's flashback. Learned about how she met Drake. It, for the most part, wasn't new information. It was mostly stuff we already knew about. But now we're getting into an interesting point. We're flashing back to this pond where Karen and Drake are doing something about some sort of gift that they intend to give to Lady Batari, which will eventually lead to her insanity. Yeah, things are not going to go well. Let's find out exactly what happened here. This is how we will fix the world. Oh, what? Oh, you better not end the flashback there. Did we? No. We made it worse. We're all just fools. That's the end of the flashback. Are you kidding me? Okay, yep. So, sorry to blue ball you guys after that last cliffhanger. I explained to you the laundry list of failures that came from my decisions. Decisions that, given the context they were derived from, were doomed to fail regardless of the moral intent behind them. Has it become clear yet? What the temple has been trying to show you? All of us, coming from backgrounds that gave us no choice but to act, failing repeatedly? It's a simple concept. Futility. Since the start of our goals and aspirations were futile, because the world is cognizant enough to resist change. Why? I don't know. But it is obvious to me now that this is what the Geiken are for. Death, destruction, the unknown, and you. As the Colrod, I thought this was something you'd already understand. At first I questioned why the temple would have needed to show you this. But then I thought of something. Do you perhaps see what's happening as something that will be stopped at the end? As in, despite being told countless times that the Geiken's arrival is an inevitability, you hold the belief that the world and its people are not going to die? Yeah, pretty much. I will stop it. Then all of this is necessary. You need to be shown that you cannot stop the inevitable. Not this time. Too many things are aligned for me to think that the world does not want its own end to come. Despite this, however, I have a question for you. When the world ends, all those not chosen to survive will not be there to resist any further evolution. Therefore, it is possible that what may end up happening is that you will be given the unique option to choose how the world will change following its destruction. It's a rather optimistic way of looking at what is arguably the most dire of situations. Should the world come to an end, what would you do? Wow, that's a good question. Huh. I would do as I'm told. I have been doing a little bit as I was told. Sort of. Well, some of that in the beginning, yeah. But I've kind of also been defiant, usually. I would do what's right. Would I, like, try to save people? I mean, besides the fact that everybody's dead, Would I like try to revive the world? Would I do nothing? Well, not that one. Would I seek freedom? Freedom from what? This answer does intrigue me. Let's choose it. Freedom from what? The destitution of an empty wasteland? The responsibility of taking action? The madness of isolation? Liberty in this context is possibly the most selfish path one can take, yet possibly the most understandable. I doubt, however, that you would be allowed to make such a decision should you face this decision with companions. In any case, it was merely a hypothetical to gauge your understanding of the subject. The final simulation is ready. The first, birth, was the thesis of futility. The second, life, served as a deconstruction of it. The third and last, death, will present itself to you as the reconstruction. Rather than make decisions as you have before, you will be shown the repercussions. The biggest difference? No one is to accompany you in this time. What you are to witness is meant for you alone. The temple has already rooted the sheep and I out. Keep what we talked about in mind as you proceed. Whatever is shown is not going to be pretty. Wish me luck, Az. This sign definitely makes sense now. Technically still not alone. I wonder when we'll find out what this option does. It's gotta be related to endgame. Maybe a party swap option. Alright, well, we still have plenty of time left in this stream. Let's see what happens. Oh, and, so much for not being alone. Is it because of you? Don't you remember? I promised to find you. Daphnis! Zernaya! You killed him! You killed him! Don't even bother. Well, this is not going well. And evade. Can I make it there in 10 more seconds? Yes. This is automatic. Ah. Hello again, Archie. I suppose that's one way of reducing costs for soldiers. Was I supposed to attack them? You. Where is Daphnis? Am I not enough? Both of you sent him to his death. I saw his corpse, and I saw no one else's. Well, yes, that's to be expected. He wouldn't dare raise a hand against his fellow soldiers. Why? Is this... Is this because he wasn't going to attack innocent people as he was commanded? He was going to make peace with them. We were going to cure the peninsula of its sickness. What sickness? There is no sickness that I'm aware of. What? Are you perhaps referring to the sickness your family devised to incriminate my mother? Oh. Ooh. That's not good. What are you... How dare you... My mother! It doesn't matter. Rest your worries. Ben will be remembered as a hero who saved his countrymen from... How do marauders sound? That's a lie. You had him murdered. Of course it is, Archie. I'm simply returning the favor. Your family lied to Mallory about my mother. I lied to the world about your lover. We're even now, yes? What are you talking about? Think back. Do you recall a woman in your household that didn't belong? Perhaps was blamed for a crime she had no way of committing? You must have. You wouldn't forget the supposed murderer of your own mother, would you? I certainly wouldn't. Revenge? Is that what this is about? All of those people in the... Did you not hear me, Archie? There's no such sickness. Your family fabricated it in order to pin the blame elsewhere, so they wouldn't have to admit all they needed to do was request their doctor more than once. You should know how superstitious your own blood is, you know. It's why they were able to be so chummy with Mallory and Daphnis. They all share the same ridiculous notions of the supernatural. Those above concluded that it must have been someone from a foreign land, even if it was just beyond the cursed woods. I'm simply returning the favor. But we killed Mallory, as I had intended. Jerk deserved to die. Daphnis deserved to be my puppet. And you deserve to suffer, even though you are without fault. How apropos, though, yes? My mother suffered without due cause, and now so shall you. You lost a man you loved to a lie. It's done. But they were prepared to attack. Oh, please. Think that one through. Mallory wasn't even aware his own son was getting married, let alone anything regarding the peninsula. All I had to do was inform Daphnis of his father's false intentions, and history proceeded as I wanted. You know, I attempted to orchestrate this vengeance in such a way that would be both appropriate and poetic, all so that I would be able to feel the satisfaction that comes from it. And yet, I still feel nothing. Want is an interesting thing, wouldn't you say? Yeah, this has certainly been a thing with you, hasn't it? Well, I'm definitely feeling like I should definitely hate Zanaya now. Enough of this. I don't care anymore. You're going to die today, Zanaya. I'd hate to tell you this, but... no. Heh. Oh, it's these guys. Dang. What is this? Your family and the royals were not the only ones interested in the occult, Archie. Heh. I wish you luck in all future endeavors. Maybe you'll survive long enough for Exodus to arrive. Easy. Do you remember how you ended up outside in the rain? I thought you went to the capital to speak with King Daphnis. Andal. Do you remember why we founded this village? To find truth. Yes. Entry 1. I will start recording my findings as of today. The mission, as Undal said, finding truth. If my family was obsessed with the supernatural as Zarnaya claimed, then it is possible that information, even a small portion, can be found in various texts they collected over the years. Entry 2. Research was a success. I was able to cross-reference those creatures' appearances with illustrations found in external works. They are without a doubt not of this world. Zarnaya must have communed with them through magics I've never heard of. I must attempt to attain such magic. Entry 3. The 4 of them hail from a world outside of our own. They are explicitly in the service of some ancient godlike being, the same one Zarnaya named. That would be Exodus. I thought she was being figurative, but no, literally someone named Exodus. The one that will follow the Geiken, perhaps? Because the Geiken are not the end of the apocalypse. Yeah, Exodus. Entry 4. Information on this so-called Exodus is nowhere to be found. The world it comes from, however, has been recorded in further detail. Nameless, it heralds death, and nothing else. I am aware of the biases my family must have with such things, so rather than take their word for it, I must instead experience this world for myself. Tomorrow, I will seek out the connection between our world and theirs. Entry 5. There are no coordinates, only maps and general mentions of strange occurrences. Fortunately, I am patient. Entry 6. I've made progress. A door was found. Where it originated or how it functions is not written in any of the writings I've recovered. Fortunately, it works. Tonight I prepare. Tomorrow I enter. Entry 7. It's been 1 month since my last entry. I've breached the entryway into the other world and have since visited it many times. I've not told the others about my trips. They are to concern themselves only with understanding the fundamental laws of our world through dedication and immaculacy. It should be obvious that I am on a personal journey. Entry 8. I neglected to describe this new world in my previous entry. Since then, I've made the trip 3 times. This world exudes a warmth that almost seduces me into feeling a modicum of comfort. The sensation is almost as if I am nearing sleep, but awake enough to resist it. But the most disturbing revelation, however, is that it bears a striking resemblance to our world, almost as if it was a mirror image. Entry 9. There are effects, however, to being in such a place. Nausea, headaches, nosebleeds, paleness of the skin, fatigue, to name a minor few. Most concerning, however, is that my sight has been gradually failing me. These are all symptoms I seem to recall from when I was a child. Symptoms of the sickness my mother had. Entry 10. Days, months, years. I don't know how long it's been. I haven't made any progress. This world is still a mystery to me, but I have been able to discern one thing. While absent of any life forms, it is paradoxically meant to serve as some kind of bridge between our world and something else. Neglecting any fear, I must press forward into this other world. Entry 11. An infant. Before I was able to enter this third unknown world, I found the first life form I've seen in the bridge. Of course, I returned him to my people before pressing onwards, although with my sight failing me and my degrading health, I'm not sure how many more trips I have in me. As for the child, collectively we agreed on the name Soul. We know that guy. Entry blind. It's this place. Do you feel it? It feels like rain. Maybe it's because it isn't scary. It's sad. Is it because of you? Don't you remember? I promised to find you. Ben. This is it. All I could bring back. Next time I'll find you. I promise. I think, let me just lie down here, just for a little while. Is this him? Yes. Can I eat him now? He seems to have deceased. He's all yours. Heh. Without even knowing it, he continued to tear the fabric of both worlds apart, all for a single person. The act of a fool. You've failed, Archon. I was right. So, the plot is finally coming together. I can only imagine what comes next. You're back. Does this mean you're finished? Yep. I see. It's time. Before we reach the summit, I just have a question for you. Do not give me specifics, though. What you saw is meant for you alone. Oh. Too bad I already streamed it. I just wanted to know, did the simulations end up explaining if you know, if it all made sense in the end. Yes, it was all real. I see. We should head back to the crystal. Now that it has formatted your mind, it returned to acting as the teleporter to the summit. Prepare yourself. Alright, got the sheep and Karen back on my team. Still equipped, so I don't have to worry about re-equipping her. So, Spam Spectacle is asking how I am doing. I am doing okay, but kinda tired. It has been a busy week, not only streaming 4 times this week instead of 3, but also trying to play catch up with scheduling all of my videos at YouTube, giving them thumbnails. I've had a lot of extra work on top of the streaming. Hopefully next week I'll be all caught back up. Do what you need to, Perrin. I don't like the sound of that. Oh, and now she's not equipped. What in the world? Are you caught again? Free me. Okay. Hopefully not with the absent. Let's try the Kotori staff first. It's not as instant deathy. Oh, so this is Lasha. About time we met up with you. Thank you, hero. Retrieve your prize. Free Arus. Geiken built this temple with the intention of capturing the 4 goddesses. Using their power, she would literally shape the world into a perfect example of her own dream. Had she succeeded, there would be no need for all the trials he had to pass in order to reach here. But I assume she realized that doing so would defeat the purpose. She couldn't wield the power of the gods. Only one who could pass through tribulation was worthy. Do you understand now? Lasha, what was ultimately created all of the objects I bestowed to the world. What ultimately created Bitari. Right, the stuff like the Mind Medallion and the Ghost Amulet, whatever it was. I brought you here to free her. It's finally over. I lost track of the conversation somewhere. I don't remember anything about cheating. And the vials certainly have not been on my mind for a while. I mentioned before that you are to be given a choice. Throughout my life, I've operated in the shadows, making things happen from behind the scenes. That ends today. I'm done. I'm going to kill Bitari. Well, normally I would try to stop you, but that's kind of my goal as well, so instead I could help you. Fury. Zarnaya. But most importantly, I'm going to kill the ones who are responsible for it all, simply by virtue of allowing for us to sin in the first place. Yeah, good luck killing those other guys. The four goddesses. And so we come to your decision, Perrin. Allow me to accomplish all of this, or don't, and kill me. Well, I'm certainly not gonna kill her. Why would I kill you? Because if you do not, I will ruin the world. I don't know how you would ruin it. I get to choose now, I guess? Yes. No, I'm just gonna go ahead and not kill you. I need you to be absolutely sure you understand what you are choosing here. Both are permanent. I don't totally understand, actually. How are you going to ruin the world? Neither of these options are what I want. I'm not sure, but I don't want to kill you. I mean, I don't know if we necessarily need to kill Zarnaya, even if she is a female dog in heat. But Fury and Batari, yeah, they kind of need dealt with. Thank you. Then we are finished here. I hope to meet you again. One might ask, how can anyone kill a god? The answer is simple. Watch me.